Hello, welcome. My name is Lanisha Porter, and I'm super excited because during this Black History Month, we are taking the time to highlight some magnificent heroes in our own community, neighbors of excellence. I have a tremendous neighbor of excellence who I would like to introduce you all to today. Her name is Regine Thompson. Welcome, Regine. Thank you for being here with us. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you look awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. So look, let's get right into it. Time with you should not be wasted. I want to highlight some of the amazing things that you are doing, especially at your tender age. If you don't mind sharing, please tell the people how old you are, Regine.
I am 16 and I turned 16 last September.
16 last September, and you are doing the thing. Let's tell the people exactly what it is you are doing. You were recently accepted into a prestigious summer engineering program at Georgia Tech. Engineering, first of all, wow. Then you placed 5th in the mixed media art at the Kentucky Beta Convention, moving on to compete in the Nationals in Tennessee. I have to assert an applause there. And last but not least, you placed 2nd in the district's Governor's Cup Academic for Arts and Humanities. Wow on top of wow on top of wow. First of all, how does that make you feel hearing what you accomplished at the tender age of 16?
Well, it makes me feel proud of myself, but also, I'm just thankful to, my community, my family. They support me, and that's what helped me get to this point in my life to where I am doing all these things and succeeding at them.
Wow, and you're so humble in spirit. I love it. Well, I have a few more questions for you. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, during this Black History Month, as we observe the tremendous history that has given way to people like you and myself, what exactly does Black history mean to you, Regine?
To me, Black history is a representation of strength, specifically African American history. So despite almost 500 years of setbacks, even within that time period, we were able to become scholars, inventors, journalists, politicians, and revolutionaries. And to me, that is the epitome of perseverance and tenacity, which inspires me almost every day to, be the best that I can.
Yes. And I love that answer. And speaking of inspiring to be the best that you can, in the field of science, that directly affects the lives of so many people, not just for this generation, but for generations to come. And so it looks like that you have an academic plan to continue to master in engineering and science. Is that correct?
Yes, I want to major in chemical engineering and hopefully get a doctorate in chemical engineering, and probably try to start my own engineering firm in the future.
Right. Well, I'm praying right now that God would go before you and divinely arrange things in your favor. We are claiming it for you, Regine.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you have done so much that has directly impacted others or has helped others in your community and world. Share with us your story and how you've managed to make history. How did you even get started?
Okay, so growing up and even now, I've known that it was important to help the people that were underprivileged because I and my family were in a position to do so. So when the pandemic started, I thought it was the right thing to do to put my sewing skills to use and make masks. I sent masks to nursing homes, to frontline workers such as nurses. And my main motivation was that I just wanted to help and that it would be the right thing to do.
Yeah. Did you ever think that it would give way to everything that you have done?
No, I did not think it would get this far, honestly. I was just that I was taught to, do all I can to help other people. So I just thought that I should do it.
Yeah. Well, that is beautiful. The act of selflessness. I love that. And again, it's so heartwarming to see that at the tender age of 16 that your mind is already situated this way. So, all right, my next question for you is, what would you like to be remembered for the most? Have you thought far ahead?
I want to build a legacy in the future hopefully I will get to a point in my career where I can give back substantially to my community and other Black communities across the country. So where I can build not only monetary wealth, but be able to make it easier for future generations to have the opportunities that I was able to have and like I'm able to experience right now.
Yeah, love it. So, looking at Black history, be it on the world stage or even just in your family on a more personal level, Regine, who inspires you the most? It's a two-part question. Who inspires you the most? And who has been responsible for tucking this seed of selflessness within you that I see?
Well, just generally in Black history, I would say that Ida B. Wells inspired me because I would consider her a trailblazer for young Black women like me, because during the early 19th century, she was able to be a very influential journalist that brought light to the injustices done to the Black people at the time. And she was also what could be considered in today's terms a feminist, and she advocated for all women's rights. And she was also one of the founding members of the NAACP at the time, but her signature was prevented from being on the documents. But I think who would help me become selfless was my grandparents and my parents. They instilled in me sort of ideals that, you do what you can for whoever you can, whenever you can. And if you're not, that's okay. But, just try to do it all the time. And also that, not to boast because you're lucky to have these opportunities and not everybody is going to be able to be in the same position as you. So.
That is a tremendous answer. Well, shout out to those grandparents. And I'm really impressed that you said Ida B. Wells. At St. Stephen, we don't just pride ourselves for creating discipled believers in Christ, but we are a church that is all about social activism. And so you said one of the biggest names, especially in Black history, that is a sung hero in activism. My question to you is, how has being a part of SSC further helped inspire you to be a world changer, or even promoted or enhanced your agenda?
So I'm lucky enough to be part of a church where everybody is always doing great things, and that my church family is very supportive and continuously pouring into especially the youth in the community. And it's also pretty cool to be a part of a church where everybody operates in, Black excellence, and everybody is super supportive of everybody else.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Maybe I'm biased, but as a member of SSC Live, we do get pretty spoiled, not just from the great worship experiences, but from the people we get to worship alongside of. Their stories are amazing. So it is my honor to be sitting here talking to you, Regine. All right,
you.
Regine, let's have a little fun now. 3 words that describe you best.
I would say selfless, maybe. I guess pioneer is another word, and maybe another word is smart, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, I love it. All right. If anything, podcast, music, Netflix, streaming, what are you into right now? What has you captivated? What is it? What's your guilty pleasure right now?
Well, right now, I guess is mostly reading. I like to read a lot of books. I have, a couple of bookshelves in my room. So that's what I do in my free time. And also I like to listen to music. It's kind of an escape from, doing a bunch of work in school and, outside of school as well.
You saying that answer, it reminds me that our pastor is also an avid reader. And just a little fun fact, there was once upon a time where he was actually going to have additional library built in his house, I think, to accommodate his love for books. But instead it dawned on him Kindle library. So you can have as many books as you want. If you have to put a number on it, Regine, how many books do you think you own?
Probably at least 75 books currently, because I had to get rid of some because they were just kind of taking over the house. You know, you have to make room for other things.
Yes. Well, Regine, it has been such a pleasure talking to you. I think that so many young people will be inspired by who you are, what you do, and the vision that is your life. My last question to you is this. In the grand scheme of things, what is it that you would want the life of Regine Thomas to encompass in full? From family goals to career goals to your faith goals, what is the big plan for you?
So the big plan for me, I guess, would to be a challenger of technical boundaries, and maybe even a philanthropist, because I do want to be able to give back to the community for all of the help that I've had in my life. And also I want to be able to challenge the status quo currently. So
I love it. All right, that answer was just so good. So I have one more thing on my heart for you. If you had to write a love letter to your 10-year-old self, just quickly, what would you send her? What would be the love letter?
The love letter would be, kind of try to step outside of your shell earlier, so that you make connections earlier and you make friends who will be able to help you and support you and, have the same interests as you. So you have, a kind of a group that helps you and follows you through life, and you also support each other.
Regine, I can't say it enough. I just think the world of you, a challenger of technical boundaries. I believe that for you. Your church family is rooting for you. I am honored to call you a neighbor of excellence. Thank you for spending time with us today. Listen, at SSC Live during this Black History Month, we have so many more highlights to come, but I would go ahead and dare to bet that Regine, you are such a special highlight, and this is only but the beginning for you. We love you. We are so proud of you. Happy Black History Month. Thank you for daring to make your mark.
Thank you for having me. It's so nice to be here.
Yes. I am Lanisha Porter. You have just heard from Regine Thompson. Stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching.